Today, Princess Leonor's emotional fictional letter sparks global frenzy. Everyone expected calm, a simple royal morning, another quiet day in Spain. But then, a letter surfaced, a letter she never meant for the world to see. And the truth inside, it shatters every assumption about Princess Leonor. Because this time, the future queen writes with her heart, not her crown. Today, the Spanish monarchy stands at the center of a global whirlwind. Not because of a scandal, not because of protocol, but because of a deeply emotional, deeply human piece of writing, one created by Princess Leonor herself. A fictional letter, meant to be private, meant to remain unseen, yet somehow, it has captured the attention of millions around the world. But before we explore the contents of this letter, we have to ask. Why did it exist in the first place? Why now? And why is the world reacting with such intensity? Those questions open the first door in our chain of curiosity, and every answer leads to another. The letter's appearance. It began early this morning. A whisper, a leak, a document passed quietly through Royal Watch forums, then shared, explosively, across Europe. At first, it was dismissed as fiction. A poetic diary entry, someone's imagined version of a princess's inner life. But within hours, something changed. A handwriting analyst claimed the style was eerily aligned with Leonor's real writing habits, minimalistic strokes, rounded vowels, sharp endings on emotional words. Then a royal staffer, speaking anonymously, remarked that the tone felt familiar. Suddenly the world held its breath. Was this fictional letter actually rooted in something real, something the princess once wrote, revised, or dreamed? That's when the frenzy began. What the letter said. The first lines alone created a shockwave. I have spent years learning how to be a symbol. But no one prepared me for the parts of myself I had to hide. From the future Queen of Spain, these words ignited emotions across continents. Because they revealed something rare, the voice of a young woman balancing the impossible weight of heritage and heart. She went on, every step I take is watched. Every smile recorded. And still, the world does not see the girl who wonders if love has a place in destiny. This sentence alone opened an entirely new loop of curiosity. Who was she speaking about? Is there someone she loved? Someone forbidden by the traditions she will one day embody? And this is where the narrative deepens. Leonor's struggle between crown and heart. To understand this letter's impact, we must understand Leonor's world. Born into duty, raised in expectation, trained in silence, loved deeply by her family, yet bound by centuries of royal custom. From the outside, her life is flawless, glittering ceremonies, immaculate posture, perfect diplomacy. But from the inside, it is a battlefield of emotions. The letter describes that inner tension. When I was little, being a princess felt like a fairy tale. Now I know it as a contract, signed before I could speak. But my heart was never asked to agree. This line did something extraordinary. It humanized royalty in a way the public rarely sees. Suddenly, people weren't talking about Spain's monarchy. They were talking about a young woman, 19 years old, trying to navigate the collision of love, identity, and responsibility. And that's why the frenzy only grew. A hidden love. The next part of the letter shifted the tone. Softer, more intimate. There is someone I think about more than I should. Someone whose presence feels like sunlight after long winters of protocol. Someone I can never name. That single paragraph opened 1,000 theories. Was this a real person? Was the love recent? Was it forbidden? Is the royal family aware? Each question birthed a new one. Each answer felt incomplete. This is the power of a curiosity loop. Every revelation demands deeper understanding. The world reacts. Across Spain, television panels erupted. Some praised her honesty, fictional or not. Others worried about the instability such emotional vulnerability might imply for a future monarch. But younger generations, they embraced her instantly. To them, this letter wasn't a scandal. It was courage. A princess admitting she is human. A future queen allowing herself to feel. A young woman expressing love, fear, and longing. In Latin America, trending tags exploded. In Denmark and Norway, royal experts drew comparisons with Crown Princess Mary and Queen Margrethe. In the UK, commentators compared the letter's emotional depth to the late Princess Diana, another figure whose human heart overshadowed her royal title. Everywhere, the world asked the same question. How much of this letter is fiction, and how much is truth expressed through fiction? Family tension. The letter eventually addressed her parents, not by name but by energy. I know my parents want the best for Spain. And for me. But sometimes I wish they would see not the crown, not the future queen, but the daughter who wants to breathe her own air for once. The emotional weight of this line resonated deeply. It implied tension, not conflict, not rebellion, but longing. A desire to be understood beyond duty. And perhaps the most striking line. I do not fear leading a nation. I fear losing myself before I begin. This was the emotional epicenter of the entire message. The unexpected shift, a contrarian revelation. Then came a turning point in the letter, one that shifted global reaction instantly. If I seem strong, it is because I learned to be. If I seem distant, it is because the world asked me to be. But if you are reading this, know that strength and distance were never my natural state. They were my armor. The vulnerability pierced through royal expectations. The world realized, this wasn't the voice of a distant princess. It was the voice of a young woman standing at the intersection of history and humanity. Why the letter was written. Later in the text, Leonor explained its purpose. I wrote this to understand myself, to put into words the emotions my role demanded I silence. She wasn't writing to a lover. She wasn't writing to the public. She was writing to herself. But then, another twist. If this letter ever escapes me, I hope it reaches someone who feels the same burden, the same conflict. You are not alone. And neither am I. This line became the heartbeat of the frenzy. Because it transformed a royal confession into a universal message. The role of fiction. Toward the end, the tone shifts again, soft, reflective, almost philosophical. A crown is not a cage. It is a responsibility. But responsibility does not cancel emotion. Fiction allows me to say what real life does not permit. With that sentence, the world understood. This letter is fictional, but the emotions inside it may be real. And that is why people cannot stop talking about it. The final part of the letter brought everything together. If my destiny is to lead, I will lead with a full heart. Not a hidden one, not a broken one, not a censored one, but a heart that remembers this moment. The moment I chose honesty over perfection. And then the closing line. For once, let the world see the girl before the queen. Silence followed. The kind of silence that fills a room after truth is spoken. In the hours since the letter surfaced, it has sparked essays, reaction videos, emotional discussions, and debates across royal circles. Some say it is simply fiction, a creative piece meant to explore emotion. Others believe it reveals the hidden reality of a young princess balancing love, loneliness, and duty. But no matter where one falls, the impact is undeniable. People feel closer to Leonor than ever before. Not because she smiled in a public event. Not because of her future role. But because, through fiction, she allowed the world to see her humanity. And sometimes, humanity is more powerful than any crown.